Hey guys, welcome back to another video of our channel Doctors. So in today's video, we will begin with the basics of oxidation number. But before I get to its rules, let me tell you a bit about oxidation number. Oxidation number of an element denotes the oxidation state of an element in a compound. The oxidation state can either be positive or negative depending upon its electronegativity. The more electronegative element in the compound gets a negative oxidation state, whereas the less electronegative element gets a positive oxidation state. But it is not always possible to remember or make out easily in a compound which element is more electronegative than the other. For this, we have formulated a set of rules, and the rules are, and rule number 1 is, in elements in the free state or the uncombined state, each atom has an oxidation number of 0. It means that when an atom is bonded to another atom of its own type, or when it is not bonded to any other atom, it will always have an oxidation number of 0. Let us take a few examples. Our examples are H2, where H is bonded to another H, O2, where O is bonded to another O, Cl2, where Cl is bonded to another Cl. Similarly, O3, P4, S8, and Na, where Na is not bonded to any other atom, Mg, where Mg is not bonded to any other atom, and Al, where all these three are in the uncombined state. They will all be said to have an oxidation number of 0. I hope you are all clear with rule number 1. So I will now move on to rule number 2, and the rule is, for ions composed of only one atom, then oxidation number is equal to the charge on the ion. So when we have ions which are not combined with anybody else, then the oxidation number of that ion is equal to the charge on that ion. For example, Na plus ion, which has a charge of plus 1, therefore it will also have an oxidation number of plus 1. Our second example is Mg plus 2 ion, where this ion has a charge of plus 2, therefore it will also have an oxidation number of plus 2. Similarly, in Fe plus 3, since this ion has a charge of plus 3, therefore it will also have an oxidation number of plus 3. Similarly, in Cl minus ion, it will have an oxidation number of minus 1. And in O2 minus ion, it will have an oxidation number of minus 2. I hope you are clear with rule number 2. So I will now move on to rule number 3. And rule number 3 is, in their compounds, all alkali metals, that is all group 1 elements, have an oxidation number of plus 1, and all alkaline earth metals, that is group number 2 elements, have an oxidation number of plus 2. Similarly, aluminium is regarded to have plus 3 oxidation number in all its compounds. These are 3 sets of oxidation numbers which are always fixed. 1 which is plus 1 for alkali metals, 2 which is plus 2 for alkaline earth metals, and 3 which is plus 3 for aluminium. I hope you are clear with rule number 3. So I will now move on to rule number 4. And rule number 4 is, the oxidation number of oxygen in most of its compounds is minus 2. However, in the case of peroxides, that is, when one oxygen atom is bonded to its own self, for example H2O2 and Na2O2, oxygen atom has oxidation number of minus 1, and in superoxides, for example KO2 and RbO2, each oxygen atom has oxidation number of negative half. So as we learned in rule number 2, that oxygen atom has oxidation number minus 2, but in the case of peroxides, it will have an oxidation number of minus 1, and in the case of superoxides, it will have an oxidation number of minus half. So these are some exceptions which we have in oxidation number of oxygen. I hope you've understood them. So I will now move on to rule number 5. And rule number 5 is, when oxygen is bonded to fluorine in such compounds, for example, oxygen difluoride OF2 and dioxygen difluoride, which is O2F2, oxygen atom has an oxidation number of +1 and +2 respectively. We already learnt in our previous rules that oxygen ion has an oxidation number -2 in its oxides, -1 in its peroxides, and -1/2 in its superoxides. But when it is bonded to fluorine, it will have an oxidation number of +1 in oxygen difluoride and +2 in dioxygen difluoride respectively. This is because fluorine is considered to be one of the most electronegative element, and it always has a fixed oxidation number which is -1, due to which in such cases oxygen gets a positive oxidation state which is +1 or +2. I hope you are clear with rule 5. So I will now move on to rule number 6. And rule number 6 is the oxidation number of hydrogen is +1 except when it is bonded to metals in binary compounds, that is compounds containing two elements. For example, in LiH, NaH and CaH2, its oxidation number is -1. As I told you in my introduction that the more electronegative element gets a negative oxidation number and the less electronegative element gets a positive oxidation number. Since in these examples metals are usually electropositive, therefore lithium gets a positive oxidation number which is +1, and hydrogen becomes more electronegative, therefore it gets a negative oxidation number which is -1. And as we've already learned that all elements of group 1 always have an oxidation number +1, therefore lithium and sodium have an oxidation number of +1. And since calcium is a group 2 element, therefore it will have an oxidation number +2. I hope you are clear with rule number 6. So I will now move on to rule number 7. And the rule is, in all its compounds, fluorine has an oxidation number of -1, which I have already told you while explaining rule number 5. Other halogens also have an oxidation number of -1 when they occur as halide ions, whereas when they combine with oxygen, for example in oxyacids, they have a positive oxidation number. As I told you before, in a compound, the element which is more electronegative gets a negative oxidation number, and since oxygen is more electronegative than chlorine, therefore oxygen gets a negative oxidation number and chlorine gets a positive oxidation number. But in the absence of oxygen, chlorine will always have a negative oxidation number, which you can see in this example. And when we have oxygen in the compound, then chlorine gets a positive oxidation number, and O2 will always have -2 oxidation number except in peroxides, superoxides, and when it is bonded to fluorine. I hope you are clear with rule number 7. So I will now move on to rule number 8. And rule number 8 is the algebraic sum of the oxidation number of all atoms in a compound must be 0, whereas in a polyatomic ion, the sum of all oxidation numbers of atoms of the ion must be equal to the charge on the ion. Now this second part about polyatomic ions is what we already learnt in rule number 2, that in case of ions, the oxidation number is equal to their charge. But in case of a compound, then the algebraic sum of the oxidation of all atoms, it must be 0. Let us take an example, and that example is a polyatomic ion which is SO4 2-. It means that the sum of the oxidation numbers of sulfur and 4 oxygen atoms must be equal to the charge on the polyatomic ion, which is -2. In short, the sum of all the oxidation numbers must be equal to -2. I hope you are clear with all the 8 rules, but don't go, because I have some test yourself questions for you. So before I move on to test yourself questions, here is a list of all the 8 rules of oxidation number we learned a few seconds ago. So I would like you to go through all these rules once again and then move on to our questions. You can pause the video and go through the rules. So here our test yourself question is, find out the oxidation number of the underlined element in the compounds given below. You can use rule number 8 to find out the oxidation number of the underlined element. Our first question is NaCl and our underlined element is Cl. You can pause the video and think of your answer. And the answer is, first, you will put the values of all the oxidation numbers that you are aware of. We already learnt that group 1 elements, that is alkali metals, always have an oxidation number +1. Therefore, I will write the equation with my underlined element as the value x. So +1 plus x, and according to our rule number 8, it must be equal to 0. Therefore, as I take the +1 on the other side, it becomes a -1, and therefore I get the value of x as -1, and hence the oxidation of Cl becomes -1. I hope you're clear with my solution. So I will now move on to the second question. Our question number 2 is AlF3, in which Al is underlined. You can pause the video and think of your solution. Our answer is, since we already know that fluorine has fixed oxidation state which is -1, therefore we will substitute that value in our equation. Our equation will be x plus 3 into -1 is equals to 0. X is the oxidation state we have to find, that is Al, and 3 is because we have 3 fluorine atoms, and -1 is the oxidation state of fluorine. On solving the equation further, we get x minus 3 is equals to 0. On moving -3 on the other side, it becomes a +3. Therefore, aluminium will have oxidation state +3. Moving on to question number 3, and our question is P4O10, in which P is underlined. You can again pause the video and think of your solution. And the answer is, since we know that oxygen in case of oxides always has an oxidation number of -2, we will substitute -2 in our equation, and since we have to find the oxidation number of phosphorus, therefore we will take it as x. So our equation will be 4x plus 10 into -2 is equals to 0. It's 4 because we have 4 phosphorus atoms, and it's 10 because we have 10 oxygen atoms. On solving the equation further, we get 4x is equals to plus 20. X is equals to 20 upon 4, which is equals to 5. Therefore, the oxidation number of phosphorus becomes plus 5. I hope you've all understood the solution. So I will now move on to our last question, and the question is CaCO3, in which carbon is underlined. You can pause the video and think of your solution, and the answer is, as we know, the oxidation state of group 2 elements is fixed, which is +2, and the oxidation state of oxygen is -2. Therefore, we will substitute these two values in our equation, and we will take the oxidation number of carbon who we have to find as x, and our equation will be +2 plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. Therefore, x minus 4 is equals to 0. Taking the -4 on the other side, we get a +4. Therefore, the oxidation number of carbon becomes a +4. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if so, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any notification. But before that, make sure that you have joined our Telegram channel. For all those who don't know what Telegram is, you can go to the Play Store, search Telegram, and then download the app with this icon. There you can directly search the name of our YouTube channel or click the invite link which is there in the description box. On Telegram, I post the notes of each class in PDF format, so you can either download my notes or make your own notes. But don't go, cause I have a song for you.
It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too.
So that's all for today, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned, keep studying, and Jai Hind.